Today we're going to learn about a cool feature called Compare Documents in Adobe Acrobat 10 Pro. Compare Documents allows you to compare similar documents to see what changes have been made. There's only so much we can ferret out or view when we visually look at documents side by side. So Adobe Acrobat 10 Pro acts as your backup for looking at and analyzing the changes within a document. Let's say that a creditor sends you a motion to lift stay and then they file an amended motion to lift stay. Sure, you can look at the document and see if they've changed the description, or maybe they, changed the creditor. Maybe they named the wrong creditor, whatever it may be. You might be able to spot the big changes, but what about inserting an and or deleting an and? Or maybe they changed the style of it, or that they copied somebody else's motion and deleted information that they were trying to redact. And you didn't catch it the first time, but they caught it, and now they've redacted a social security number. So Adobe Acrobat 10 Pro does a great job about looking and analyzing the documents to see what changes were made and where they were made. So what we're going to do to enable this feature is we're going to go up to the menu, left click on View, come down to Compare Documents, and this document window will open up and it'll say, hey, what is the oldest document you want to look at? For mine, for today's purposes, I named it Motion 1. And then the newest document I named as Motion 2. You will see that you have choices down here. You can compare it as reports or presentations or scanned documents. And when you create a document in Word, WordPerfect, Excel, etc., when you create a PDF and you click on Print and Create PDF, or you have the Create PDF in your menu bar there, you may think that, hey, that's comparable to a scanned document. Or if they're sending over a deed of trust, a mortgage, a promissory note, and they didn't create it right there, it's the actual document or a copy of the document that has the signatures on it, it most certainly is going to be a scanned document, and you'd think that would work better in scanned documents. But I'm going to show you that that may not be the case, and I don't use scanned documents as the option, but I'll show you why. So I'm going to click on Scan Documents, click OK. It's going to compare the two documents. It's going to give you a summary of when it was compared, which is today's date and time. And it's going to tell you right off the bat, there are differences that exist between the documents. The new document has 3 pages. The old document has 2 pages. So we know there's more stuff in here to begin with. And then it's going to tell you which page to start with. Well, right out of the gate, they've got changes on the first page. Then it's going to give you a legend of changes. Highlighting in green, which is a different green than this green here, indicates a change. Deleted in red, which looks like an upside down tornado to me, shows deleted content. The purple arrow up indicates that pages were changed, and the double arrow indicates pages were moved. So we're going to take a look at this, and you can go down and select the pages in several different ways. You can hit the down arrow here. You can scroll down here with the scroll bar. You can scroll with your mouse, or you can come over to the left-hand side and left click on the document, and it's going to bring up the document. So this is the reason why I do not like the scanned document option, is because it just highlights the whole doggone thing, and then you get the sticky note here, left click on it, and you see all the changes here. But I can't read that, and I can't move off. As you see, as I move off the sticky note here, it keeps moving around. So I don't find this very helpful. So I'm going to close out of that window. I'm not going to save it. Close out of this window. Not going to save that as well. And then I'm going to come back up to View, Compare Documents. The oldest document first, the newest document second. I'm going to leave it as reports and click OK. It's going to open up. Differences exist. 3 pages versus 2. First page has a change on it, and I'm going to left click on the page. It's going to take me directly to the page, and right off the bat you can see all kinds of changes. There were words deleted here, case number, and the parens deleted here. If you come over to the khaki green or green pea soup color here, it's going to show you that it inserted case number 0526808. Then you're going to come down to the next section, and it's going to tell you the table cells were moved from page 1 of the old document. Come down to the tornadoes here, and you've got an order granting. So this indicates that the original document was drafted as an order as opposed to a motion. You will also see in these notes that they kind of squish the words together, order granting with no space between the R and the G. That doesn't necessarily mean that the text is squished. It's just when it comes up in these notes, I think for the purposes of space, that's how it's listed. Down here you will see replace. Blue is replace, and it says the old text and the new text, and you see the changes there. So if you scroll through this document, there's quite a few changes between the first document and the old document. You will see there's a couple of changes. Filed and objection to was deleted from the sentences, or this particular sentence, and that there were all kinds of stuff inserted here. So if I want to look at this, this gives me an idea of what was changed and what was deleted. And like down here, it was the and was deleted from this particular sentence. You can look at the documents side by side. If you come over to your compare tool, left click, and then come down to show documents side by side, it's going to pop these documents up so you can actually look at them. It's going to tell you the name. This is the newest document compared to the oldest document. This is the first document. So in this particular document, the creditor put the cart before the horse. It's asking for an order before it was even granted relief from stay. And as you can tell on this side, the, scrolled a little too quickly there. There's not a lot of stuff to this. It's just basically, hey, we received relief and we want our order now. So they figured out that no, we didn't ask for the motion for relief, and so they came back and did an amended motion for relief to actually ask for permission to lift the automatic stay to begin foreclosure proceedings. And then as you scroll through the second document, you see all the guts of, or the specificity of the reason why they want relief from stay. Now I work with this firm quite a bit, and this is not a usual example of their particular work. So if I had to venture a guess, I would say they either had a first-year associate or a new staff member on board who just plain made a mistake and wasn't aware of what they're doing. But comparing documents, the application itself gives you the ability to look at this and figure out, okay, what exactly has changed? And it gets down to the very minute details of this particular document. Let me show you one other example here. I'm going to close these out and not save them. And I'm going to bring up Acrobat once again. And this time I'm going to compare two of the documents that were filed along with the motion to lift stay. And so I'm going to come down to compare documents, choose the oldest document first, choose the newest document second. And this time I'm going to leave it as reports again. No differences were found between the two documents. I'm going to come down here, and this is the mortgage. And what's great about this is it will look at the documents and say, okay, are there any changes here? And it will point out. But in this particular presentation, there are no changes. And you can go through, because it initially showed or picked a scanned document. So let's run it just as a scan to double check. And the great thing is you can run these as many times as you want and run them in different fashions, which is probably the better part of Valor, to run it several different ways and see how it comes up. Again, no differences were found. And it just runs through the document here. But I think this is critical when you are going through promissory notes and you're trying to look at several different promissory notes. I have found over the years, especially in the past 2 to 3 years, that we're getting different promissory notes or different versions of this alleged promissory note, of different stamps that are on it, and how it's changed. And this is a great way to look at those and compare those and see what's been changed or what's been added to the document itself. So I hope this was helpful, and thanks for listening.